Hey there, everyone. How's it going? So it's been a little while since I've done a video. I didn't video building this because John had already done that. He'd already done the cloud car. I didn't think it needed to be done twice. But that's not, this is the movie version of the cloud car. Still got to add some weathering and some misting and stuff. It's very raw right now. Just finishing it up this week for Christian, my buddy Christian, at the Hyperdrive. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So I originally had two of these kits, and I was going to build one for myself and one for Christian. But the cloud car is a really cool vehicle, but I don't like the big one. Like, it's a big, this is big. This is a big size. Like, look at, compared to my hand, that's pretty big. I would like a smaller cloud car, which I'm going to work on later on coming up. So I had two kits, and I was going to sell the second cast because I didn't think I would ever do another one. Well, I might eventually, but I had no intentions or plans on it. So I had it up for sale, and I was talking to a friend of mine, Joseph, about his kit, and I had my second one. So the light bulb went off in my head. So I figured I'm gonna do this one, the McQuarrie blue concept cloud car. It is very similar. There's a few little differences, such as like adding part there and redoing some panel lines. The fin in the back, the spoiler in the back is attached instead. And the main difference is right there. The engine parts in the middle, which will be a lot of fun to kit bash from some model kits and see where we go. Yeah, I think it's gonna, and then there's a fin, like a rudder down below too as well. I mean, this looks like Camino. And they never had this in Camino. Look at the whale, flying whales. But I'm like, all right, let's do this. This will be a lot of fun. Totally different, a lot of fun. And we got started. So we're just filling in some of the existing panel lines. I want it to look a little different. A little closer to that. Probably won't cover up all the panel lines. That's just kind of pointless. And to be honest, like, I know it's to bring it closer, there's less panel lines. There's a couple, like a side port, and then like a couple on the inside of that one. But I still want to have some panel lines so that I can mist and do different variations of the blue color. So I looked at my Archive X stash, and there's Alliance Blue, which I don't really, I think is a little too dark. So I kind of went with a Tamiya blue. It's a little shiny though. That's the only thing I don't like. I'm gonna have to see what I can do. Probably when I mist it, it'll get rid of some of that shininess. And then the gray underneath will be a little darker than this. But I think that'll be cool. And I'm gonna do a video process to this one. I started yesterday and I was like, all right, yeah, I should do a video on this. But yeah, I don't know of too many. I'm sure people have done it, don't get me wrong, but I haven't seen too many people doing these. Maybe maybe people don't like it, but I think it's kind of cool, and we're gonna do it. So here we go. All right, we're back. That's kind of where we're at right now. I've just been filling in some of these panel lines that I erased. Added some kit parts. There. And the triangular pieces on there. And just kind of, I went over these like 3 times now to fill in some of the older panel lines right here. And they just kind of like keep seeping through a little bit. So I just want them to be nice and flush. Made these new panel lines that are seen in the photograph, the painting. This is from a Harrier. This is from Prince of Wales. This is from the Tamiya 223. Just a couple extra pieces to add on to make it look more like the painting. Also, I did the on the normal Cloud Car, this spoiler here is actually raised, so I glued it right, took the supports off the inside, glued it right to it, and filled in these vents, which are still like, I don't understand. Like, they keep just like, I'm probably gonna have to go over them again with more putty. I don't understand why it's shrinking so much. Like I said, still learning, trying to figure out why my panel lines keep shrinking and I can't sand it flush. Like I've had this, I've filled this will be my 4th time now. After I do this one, I'm gonna sand it down, but I can feel that the putty just like shrunk in there. And it sucks, but oh well, that's the way it is. The other thing I'm doing is adding a few pieces to the bottom too, changing it a little bit. I did this, I changed out this grill, exhaust port. I took, you know, the one that's, you pretty much know, it's just straight lines, like a grill. Cut that out, and I put this Bandai 124 Panther G part in that I got from my buddy John Simmons. He sent me a couple pieces from the 124 to put on the Endor background chip, and this was also along with it, so I cut it out and thought, oh, that'll look really cool in there. So I'm not doing too much with the bottom. I am, however, going to add a rudder kind of thing. I don't know what you call it, but it's a rudder on the back here. I'll just put a picture up of it in the, I'm probably going to show a lot of the pictures from the McQuarrie painting, because it's just easier to see what the hell I'm talking about instead of for me to try to describe it. So just wanted to show you how I did this a little bit. So to get the contour of the ship, see how it's like, it goes curved here, and you know, offsets here and curves here. I just took a piece of wire and bent it to that shape. Okay, not as easy as it looks, but it just kind of likes to wiggle around. So that gives me my basic contour shape of what I want it to fit in there nice. And then after that, I put that on a piece of little thick stock of, and it's not cardboard, but it's like cardstock, and did, you know, like that to give me a general idea of what I'm planning on doing. Right, so step 2, and then glued a couple pieces of styrene together, a couple 2.5 mil pieces of styrene, 3 of them together. Drew my shape on there, and then I cut it out. And cut it close. I cut it close to the line, so I wouldn't go too far. And now I'm gonna, and then I dremeled with a round sander to get it closer to my line. So what we have here, it's pretty close. Still needs a little bit of filing. It's pretty damn close though. But then I'll cut that there, cut these closer to the original line, and then I will, this is an old piece that I messed up on. So like I said, like the reason I messed up was because I thought, all right, I'm gonna use a piece of scrap, and then it ended up being, I thought maybe since I'm gonna shave it to more of a sharper edge on here and here, I thought, all right, well that is enough of a grade, enough of an angle that I can do that, but turns out it wasn't. So I'm redoing that pieces so that I have a flush here, and I can file it down until it like is nice and sharp. So that's kind of what we're at right now. I just wanted to kind of show like the couple steps that I've been going through. I I really like to get some blue on this quick, but I feel like I'm gonna have to go over this freaking putty again. That's annoying. but the other thing is, okay, so like with your, you know, raw kit right here, you know, you cut new panel lines in, you putty things, and it's really hard to see like all the little defects or scratches or whatever the case may be. But just by spraying it with a coat of primer, it will show you like, all right, there I messed up, and here I messed up, and over here I messed up a little bit too. So the primer actually shows your imperfections, which helps you to see what you got to fix. And that's what I'm doing right now. So Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, before all the kids are up and wife's up, and just kind of go to town. I love these. I put a little intake, you know, fan inside there, and these are from the Harrier 124. Yeah, no, yep, 124 Airfix Harrier. The Airfix Harrier is a kit that is used a lot in Star Wars. Like I think I've said before, it has a Sandcrawler engine, Slave One, AT-AT, like the big engine on the Harrier is one of the main pieces. But then like a lot of these pieces are just so suited for Star Wars ships. You see them on even the Neb B. Like John's doing Neb B right now, and he's you know, even right on smack dab on top on the middle, there's a Harrier piece. So I have 2 Harrier kits, and I will probably get another one because you use that. I mean, for kit bashing, you use that a lot. And you know what's funny? Kit bashing is not as easy as it looks. Okay, I went through a whole lot of kits trying to find parts that looked like what I was planning on using, like this here, like on the painting. There's a little square access panel there. And you go through kits and you're like, all right, well, then maybe that'll look good. Maybe that'll look good. Maybe that'll look good. But then you go through a lot of kits to try to find one that looks pretty decent. And I'm still shocked I found this, because I didn't know what I was going to do to get that triangular dots or holes. But that's freaking perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So yeah, after we get this cleaned up, I'm going to paint blue and gray, and we're gonna change the parts here for the pilots. The pilot, we're gonna shave all of this helmet off and give him like a closer World War II helmet. I don't know how it's gonna come along, but we'll make it work. Keep the glasses, keep these, I guess, but get rid of this dome. So yeah, here we go. All right, it's coming along. So put the blue on top. Looks a little purplish in the video, I can tell. It is very shiny, but we're gonna dull that down with some matte finish and some misting and stuff. But I'm really liking how it looks. It's not together, I just have it taped together. So I want to see how it looked. The blue and the gray, I'm loving it. This is supposed to be for somebody, but wow. I mean, I would love to get I really like this. I'm really happy with the way it's coming out so far. Added the fin, the rudder, still got some puttying to do in there. Yeah, and then I got to do the whole middle yet, the bridge, the connecting bridge that goes through. I have to do that with some kit parts, and then glue it together and work on the pilots. And this is just primered for now. It's gonna be slightly, I don't know, I like that blue, that light gray color, so I may try to keep it as much as I can. But yeah, just to give you an update how it's coming. Finally got that all worked out in the back here with the putty and panel lines and the kit parts. I like how that looks right there. That's my favorite part. And there's these triangular pieces on this side as well. So just to give you an idea how it's coming, what it's looking like. And I think once I don't think I'll really start panel misting or doing any of that stuff yet until I have it all together with the middle part. I think that's the thing I'm gonna work on next, is getting the kit parts, the engine parts on that. But yeah, here we go. McQuarrie cloud car. Like I said, wow, the video makes it look really purplish, but it's not, it's blue in person. So, all right, next part. So I like to use this little, it's actually a little ruler, but it's nice and small and flat and lets me do it. I don't like putting a lot of putty. That just means I gotta sand more. So then I just keep it clean by cleaning it off with a paper towel. Just kind of getting in that corner just to fill it in. I use Tamiya white. I tried the gray. Gray is just for some reason just seems very runny and fluidy to me. It's not a word, but whatever. Just kind of going along and taking off the excess that I don't need. It's just less sanding I gotta do. But just kind of going all along the edge and just pushing it in there and keeping it flat as possible. Really just time consuming. Sometimes you gotta do it a couple times. I know on here there was an angle, there was some divots I missed, but I'll find them in the light. Just like so. I've tried like putty, little small miniature putty knives and stuff like that, but this always seems to work for me. Just a tiny little flexible flat edge that just pushes it in where I want it to go. Yeah. So I did the other side. Figured, what the hell, a video? Why not? See how it goes. All right, and then now I gotta do the other one. So now one of them I know had some, from grinding the styrene down, had little divots in it. There it is. You can only catch them in certain lights. Right now I'm supposed to be working on, took the week off so I could repaint my kitchen cabinets, but I'm gonna take a minute for myself and just like do a little modeling. Can't work all day on house projects. Excuse me. Too much dust today inhaled. Way too much. So yeah, just going around, pushing in the corner. It's like a nice seam, nice flawless seam. Then I'll go back and sand it and hope that it's the last time I gotta do it. I hate doing it more than once, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta do it that way. Kinda like this new view. Hopefully it's okay. Kind of shows a little better. I can actually work on things and show while I'm working. Before I was holding the camera trying to show what's going on and it wasn't working out so good. That side's really good. And that side's pretty damn good too. So I made a little putty there in that corner because that was really, there was a little bit of a space there when I built it. Couldn't get it any more tight. So we'll just add a little there. And I think that will do. Yeah. Okay. All right. Wait for that to dry overnight and then sand it tomorrow. And we'll be golden. Hey, so I thought I'd be a little further along, but my wife decided she wanted to do the kitchen cabinets. 2 weeks of sanding, painting. You think I'd enjoy that, but no, not so much. A couple other things happened with this. So in the painting, there are these openings for the air intakes or whatever they're called, but they're pretty visible. And I didn't really think about doing it. And then Jason was like, yeah, you should do that. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do that. But it got in my head, and of course, I had to do it. So, drilled some holes. You can see that very well. But drilled some holes, put them on an angle, and then I put a kip art behind it. So it had some texture rather than just a flat piece of styrene or even a just an opening, you know. Wanted something like, what the hell you call them? I'm not a car person, or louvers or whatever it is, that some kind of grill back there. And as you can see, they look different. So I couldn't really get a good Archive X color blue that I thought would work, and I can't mix paint colors for shit. So I bought Tamiya, which was a rattle can. Tamiya Brilliant Blue. Okay, which sprayed great coverage, really durable. Didn't scratch at all when I bumped it a couple times, but it's shiny. It's very shiny. So I don't want shiny. I wanted a matte finish, and not a matte, flat. So me still being a new, inexperienced person, did not realize that they made flat clear coat. I always just thought it was matte, and even matte gives you a semi sheen to it. So as you can see, I sprayed this one with the matte, and man, did that really work. I mean, it looks like it's shiny in the video, but I'm telling you, in person, it looks like I sprayed a flat color. It is definitely much nicer looking. Really went on real well. And it even gave me the desired color that I want, because this was a little bit even more too brilliant, bright blue. And then this kind of like, I don't know, darkened it a little bit, or even like just added a different tone to it that actually works. So I'm really happy with that. And like I said, I did this side as well, so they match. Things that work in your brain when you have it in your head, you just sometimes can't let it go. So I'm really happy with this, and we're gonna move on and do the bridge, the middle section. So yeah, just want to show that little added piece, and the difference in the finishes are pretty stunning, actually. Like really good. So all right, keep on going. Okay, so we're gonna start working on the bridge. Well, I did start working on the bridge already. Basically, this is the resin part from Lassie's kit that goes across the middle. Just drill the hole so I can get into those. There's a pipe that runs in through the middle for the lighting in the two pods. So I wanted to change the middle from the rounded part with all the ribs on it. So I kind of built this. This is the bottom. Excuse me. And some kit parts. This is a Matilda. And put a mounting, 1/4 20 mounting nut in there, which then on the inside I built a little box and put some resin in there so that it would lock in place. And that'll be good for to mount it on a pan of ice camera mount. So this here's the bottom. So it's gonna go in there like so. It just fits in there perfectly. A little bit of play, but still it works. And then even that little box is small enough that it's in this, that it works inside there. Let's see if we can back up a little bit. Back up. Zoom back. Trying. Nope. It won't let me. Anyway, that's for the bottom, okay? But the top, which if you look at the picture, has this engine-looking thing. And you can't see the front, and you can't see the cross bridge. So you kind of, other than this part, you could kind of like do whatever the hell you want. So what I did was I built this. It's pretty close to the back. Actually, let me adjust the light so you can see it better. Maybe not. So it's pretty damn close, except I gotta add the ridges up top, which I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna show you how I do that. But I just basically built the box and figured out like what kind of kit parts I want. Like this is Matilda, this is Hannah Mag, this is a Rocco Chieftain. Here's some Ferrari parts, more Ferrari parts. These are 1/48th race cars. We got the GPS and the BT46 front and back. Let's see what else. Hannah Mag, Vosper, just some just a little piece of styrene there. And we're gonna build this accordion, this foil looking thing in the middle. So when we put this together, I made it a little bit different, but different shape as well. So that's my front, and like so. So it's gonna be shaped like that instead of square and rounded edges. I'm gonna put some foils going up and down vertically in there, but I think it looks pretty good. And from the front, like so, I haven't decided if I'm gonna put a kit part there, or if I might just round that off and put a grill behind there so it looks like kind of an air intake. But I'm pretty happy with the way this top piece turned out. This is where we're gonna put those foils. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way that turned out. So let's get started on the foils, and we will try to show that on camera as best I can. Put this away for the meantime. What I did was I bought some angle, and I cut it down into small pieces like this, and we're going to glue it on this piece of styrene right here. And glue them on here like this. I'll zoom in so you can see a little better, but we're just gonna glue them, a couple of them like on there, cut that, and glue it on the back of the top piece. So let's see if we can do this without any hiccups. Let's see if we can adjust it a little bit. There we go. All right, I always use a piece of just a sandwich bag to put my glue on, and toothpicks. Toothpicks are great. I have a whole box of them over there. I use them for everything. A little bit of glue, and it comes out. The hole got glued up. So the hole got dried up, so we got to poke a new hole without poking my finger. There we go. All right. Guess I should have zoomed out for that, but you get the point. It's not that hard to figure out. A little bit of glue, and here we go. So I'm going to zoom in on this part that I'm working on, just so you can kind of hopefully see. Maybe if I do it like this and adjust so that it's more angled, you can see better, like so. That might work. Instead of just seeing the top of my fingers. Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. So now I can't see. I'm still learning how to do videoing. I'm not the best at it. It's gonna be hard to do while there's a video on it. So we'll try our best. I intentionally left them long so that I can lay them down and glue them as I go. So a little bit of glue on there. Just glue the bottom, put some glue on the bottom. And then lay it down and try to get it straight. Like that. And I glue my fingers a lot, so I'm used to that. I have no fingerprints left. There we go, one down. Not too shabby. Of course, it ain't really staying that great, but we'll get it. That's crooked. Just like that. Let that set for a second. Hopefully I got enough glue on there. If not, this glue will push into that and get it on the back end. So, like so. A little bit of glue. I use these toothpicks for gluing everything. I always glue my fingers. And slide it on. And put it on there. So, did this a lot with Slave 1. There was a couple places on Slave 1 where I had to do this with T-checks. And kind of, I didn't mind it. It wasn't that hard. It was just tedious and time consuming, but like, you know, like it looks cool on the Slave 1 especially. And hopefully this turns out like I want it to. Looks like it will. Just lay it flat, like so. Yeah, and one more should do it. And then we'll cut it out and glue it on the back to give us that look. And hopefully it looks right. If not, I just do it over again. No big deal. Oh, that needs to move up a little. That definitely needs to move up a little. Never goes right the first time, ever. Ever, ever, ever. Let's get a little more glue on that. Stick is good the second time you glue it, but just like that. That's exactly as long as I want it. Now just let it sit for dry for a minute. You could actually just kick it with some zip kicker. That would dry the whole thing real good. But it don't smell good And it's probably not that great for you. So we'll just spray it so it sets real good, then we can cut it. Yeah, see? There we go. That's exactly what we wanted. And I'll just cut that out and then glue it onto the back of there. Yeah, I like it. It looks good. All right, I'll come back and I'll cut it and I'll put it on there and show you what it looks like after I'm done. Actually, I might as well video it while I'm doing it. I got it right in front of my face. Thought it would be difficult to do it with the video on, but really just lightly cutting the styrene until it's through. And then the other side I'll do with a scissor, and hopefully it doesn't bust things up that much. That's through. And let's take a big scissor. Let's measure it. Let's measure it, make sure we're good. I don't want it crooked. Measure it. Zoom back up a little. You can see how I'm doing this. Okay. There we go. So it's exactly 2.5 centimeters. Put this over here, and we'll measure there. Follow a line right there. Draw across, just like that. Give me a general guideline. And I'm just cutting this way so I can see it better. Get it close. I don't want to cut too much off because then it won't look right. So hopefully it just cuts right through. Beautiful. Beautiful. Exactly what I want. Look at that. Yeah, baby. And then it needs to be filed a little bit. It's not fitting in there perfectly yet. So we'll just file it a little with my medium-sized file. If I can find it. There it is. So just file it off so it's nice and flat. Ain't going so great. Straight either. It's a little hard to do with the camera. All right, so let's just adjust that there. There we go. Now I can do it. There we go. And that's not straight either. There. All right, let's see if it fits. It does. It does, it does, it does. Although, if you see, I'm not in there deep enough, right? It's got a little bit of an overhang here. I don't know, do I want the overhang there? I kind of do. I kind of want that little overhang. But then I have a piece that goes, this piece here, that I have. I have a little piece for that too. I already have something in mind. But, I don't know. I'm wondering, should I leave it as an overhang or cut it off? I don't really know. Or would it look better flush? Like flush like that. I'd have to take pretty much off, I think. Almost right to the grills. That wouldn't look all that great. It is easy taking that off though. I'll use a little Dremel, but if I start getting too close to those grills, I might mess them up. So I think I like the overhang. Yeah, I think I like it. So yeah, there we go. There's the foil part, and we'll just put a little glue in these holes just to fill them up. So when you spray them with, when you spray it with the primer, it'll close those up in the side. But I think I'm liking that a little bit. And then a piece over top. There she has it. There it is. Middle section. We'll keep going. I think I need to sand that gap there a little bit too to close that up. But yeah,